Before I say anything, I want to preface that I've worked 9 to 5 jobs before. My reasoning for that being the first thing that I say is it's a lot of opinions flying around coming from people who've never had a job and people who don't stream or make content. Realistically, if you've not done both to some kind of extent, matter of fact, if you haven't even worked anything that forced you to deal with customers, nigga, why are you speaking to me? Why? Oh shit. This debate is honestly made much more simpler than it actually is. The reality is, being a content creator can be harder than some 9 to 5s, while some 9 to 5s are definitely harder than being a content creator and streaming and shit. But we gotta realize, what is a 9 to 5 in this scenario? You know how many different 9 to 5s there are? Like if we talking fast food or retail, then I'd absolutely say that that's harder than content creation, no doubt. Because I don't think that anything can compare to constantly being bossed around and told what to do. Then you gotta clean up after a dirty ass specimen that walked into a public bathroom and went completely feral, morphed into a goddamn werewolf in a bitch, smeared doodle all across the walls, and then clogged the toilets and then peed in the damn trash can, right? Oh, you thought I was gonna stop right there? Nah, because you also have to deal with constant rush hours, being understaffed, worthless co-workers, rude and annoying customers, and running out of food. Sometimes all that shit happens all in like 2 hours. And then you still got like 6 hours left. Mini story time here. The running out of food part isn't really talked about. When I was doing food delivery at night once, when I went to pick up an order at Popeyes, they had at least like 12 calls in the drive-thru with the lobby closed. So naturally, I sat there for like 20-something minutes. And then when I pulled up out a window, this nigga looked me dead in my face and said, "We ain't got no chicken, bruh." So I checked the date on my phone to make sure it ain't April Fool's, nigga. Cause how the fuck Popeyes run out of chicken? No nuggets, no wings, no chicken fingers, no chicken tenders, no nothing. Listen, I know we're a little off topic, but let me, no, sit down. You not clicking off the video yet, bitch. Then I had to cancel the order after almost half an hour of waiting. But you gotta realize, like if they really had a chicken and this nigga wasn't lying to my face, this dude was probably standing there for hours before and after me, telling everybody they had a chicken for 8 hours a day, nigga. Anyways, the things I was talking about before the chicken story, that's what I'd say the worst day at a fast food or retail job sounds like. When it comes to content creation, the worst I can think of is 1, YouTube's age restriction and demonetization system is ass. And sometimes the video will get restricted for no reason, halting all momentum and traction and revenue it gets. This might happen before you upload, the same day that you upload. Sometimes this shit happens a year later. Unless you're Corey or Markiplier with tens of millions of subs, Godspeed, comrade.
#1 trending for over 24 hours. The day after I come back to YouTube, you magically, mysteriously dig deep into my videos, over 1,500 videos, and you find this one moment, or moments, because I don't know if you have a problem with the entire video. If you got a problem with one part of the video, you won't tell me. You find this moment and give me a community guideline strike. If I break a rule, I broke a rule. Tell me which rule I broke so I will never break it again. But you refuse to tell me where I'm guilty. Why? I'm a channel with over 10 million subscribers. Imagine this happening to someone with 1 million or 100,000, 10,000. What can they do?
The alternative to this is how sometimes as a streamer you can get banned for days, weeks, or months for the smallest of things. But the thing is, with both of these cases, you know that there are worse people on this platform who are doing worse, who have done worse, and are still thriving in the same platform. That's the worst that I think can happen to an undeserving creator. Overall, it can go very extreme, very fast. But even with everything I've mentioned though, I would still do content creation over like restaurant or fast food or retail. That's not even a debate or a question. Like people who have worked all types of jobs will tell you that fast food and those cons is one of the most stressful and draining. If we're comparing it to blue collar jobs, honestly, how is it even comparable at this point? This is a completely different world, bro. I've worked at my dad's auto repair shop for a little over half a year. And for a shorter period of time, I had a job fixing and assembling bikes. That's all my experience from blue collar jobs. But I can tell you that more than anything, these jobs are very, very physically taxing. And because of that, mentally taxing to an extent. With content creation, nigga, what is taxing you physically? Comparably. You are just sitting there and nobody's even forcing you to sit down anyway. You can get a standing desk. When I was fixing bikes, my routine was I had to get up at 5 a.m., leave the crib by 6, 1 hour drive, sometimes more, to fix and assemble however many bikes needed at the store with an hour break. And when I was done, I could leave, which was usually around like 5 to 7 p.m. Then it's another hour drive back to the crib. When I get home, I shower and sleep like I'm dead. This honestly probably sounds like hell. But that job was amazing. The pay was amazing. 1 hour break. Nobody telling you shit as long as you do your job good. You learn to do your job good and fast. Sometimes you're out of there before 3 p.m., nigga. They also gave you a whole bunch of benefits in that job. Now listen very closely. Now I am going to sit here and look you dead in your face and say content creation and streaming can very easily be more stressful than some blue-collar jobs. Let's get this out the way. You think of a creator, the first one that comes to mind is probably one that is already wildly successful. For every successful creator, it's like 1,000 that's trying to make it work. This is very luck-based, but you have to show up to get lucky. For some people, that takes years to see any kind of results. You know how long niggas do this for free before they get results? A normal job means you clock in and you clock out. Anything that happens in this establishment when I clock out is no longer my business. Yes, you might be called in, especially if you're like some sort of management position, but typically you're good once you clock out. You don't clock out in content creation. Like if you really trying to make this shit work, you're not doing it. You're always gonna be thinking of a new video idea, new streaming idea, what you can do better, your analytics, your editing, this, that, and the third, and the motherfucking fourth and the fifth. Breaks and vacations are entirely out of your paycheck if you're even getting paid in the first place. Unless you're already successful and have a large fan base and catalog, you taking a break is not only gonna hurt your pockets, but also hurt your views. Not everybody is able to take a long break and just come back. Then there's genuinely falling off, which for that, you don't even have to do anything crazy. Because I've seen niggas fall off by sticking to the same formula that put them on in the first place. And I've seen niggas fall off by trying to switch it up. What I'm trying to say is, people can just stop messing with you overnight, whether it is deserved or not. Stable paychecks are also not guaranteed. Your income will constantly fluctuate, whether it's because of your fault and you weren't exactly uploading anything, or maybe they just weren't doing that good or whatever. You also don't get any benefits either, and self-employment typically means more tax, but that might be different in some like states and countries, so I can't say too much about that. None of this equates to any kind of comparable physical tax, but mentally, psychologically, if you're not careful, then this shit can ruin you, bro. But now I'm gonna play devil's advocate to what I just said 20 seconds ago and say that content creation and 9-to-5s are entirely too varied to logically compare. Some creators just wake up and play games and stream and have fun with their friends, and that's the extent of their job. Some people watch other videos and just sit there and don't add anything else and don't provide anything of value and don't say anything of substance. Just sit there, non-verbal, say like 4 words, maybe chuckle, and that's it. That's their video. Some people just get in front of a camera, damn near bare naked, and again, just sit there. Some people talk about the latest internet drama and that's it. That's their content. What I'm trying to say is streaming and content creation for a lot of people is definitely just about the easiest job in the world, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm just saying that not every creator has it like that. But even for many of these cases, there is still a grind that has to be put in. Nigga, like, you know how many people on the internet play games? You know how many people make jokes, do skits? You know how hard it can be to convince everybody that you are worth watching out of millions of other people doing the exact same thing as you? Being good at what you do don't even matter at that point. You just gotta get lucky, bro. This is the shit that a lot of y'all don't be thinking about because you don't do content creation, and that's okay. That also means that you can't be talking about content creation like you do content creation, because you don't. There's a lot more to it than just sitting in front of a computer screen. When I'm working this auto repair job, when I'm working this bike job, I'm doing my job good and I clock out and I got a paycheck coming on Friday. That is all I have to worry about. Like, if I didn't love making videos, I'd still be there because that bike job had me set, my boy. But like I said, my brother, physical tax, not comparable. And I'm putting my body on constant stress, lifting heavy shit, this, that, and the third. And by 27, I'm gonna be walking with a goddamn cane and shit. Not to mention the constant risk of injury. Like, I know a lot of niggas working in repair shops in DR, missing fingers, bro. Looking like Two-Face, bro. Bunch of cuts and gashes and fatal accidents. Hey, man. What I'm trying to say here is streaming and content creation can be hard, just like how normal jobs can be hard as well. But a lot of times, jobs are entirely too vastly different to compare and say which is harder. since naturally, these occupations will all come with a set of obstacles that one might not understand from the outside looking in. But also, one thing about all jobs, they all got slackers and people who don't put any effort. Pero my brother, that's really just how it is sometimes. I just think this is a really dumb conversation between miserable, shitting up the booty ass niggas working 9 to 5s who've never created anything in their life and people who have never worked a job a single day in their life. Or they have and they just trying to clip farm or some shit. But you know what is harder? Doing both at the same time. These people talk about one or the other like it's not hella people doing both. So shout out to all my niggas working jobs and creating. It ain't easy out here.
Trash.
Lastly, please don't understand this video as me complaining about being a creator. I love this shit. All things considered, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be given the opportunity to inspire and entertain. And I'm, just happy that y'all niggas fuck with me. You feel me?